Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, what do we do when bad shit is happening around us? Stuff that we can't control. I mean, if it's something that you can control, if something bad in your life is happening, if something bad out in society is happening, and you can jump into the mix and be a positive force of change, be part of the solution instead of being part of the problem, I suggest doing that. Getting into action is what warriors do. We're all about action. We don't just sit and cry and whine about bullshit. We don't just vent to get our feelings out. We jump in and we help. But sometimes there's really nothing you can do. There's those scenarios that come up and you can't control it. You can't influence it. You can't get involved. You can't have it. It just is what it is. An example of that right now that we're seeing in the news is this thing with Afghanistan. A lot of returning vets and a lot of retired vets are pretty pissed off about how that went down. And it's not that people are saying that we should have stayed in Afghanistan for another 20 years. People aren't trying to say that the last 20 years in Afghanistan has been the most wonderful place to be, like it's Disneyland. But we all know that could have been handled better. 13 people died. We just gave up billions and billions of dollars worth of weaponry, high-tech weaponry, to a terrorist organization that had been trying to kill us for 20 years. There's a lot of stuff that we've all been watching the news. There's a lot of fucked up shit that goes along with what happened in Afghanistan. And there's people trapped over there right now. Just that fact alone could be burning inside of some people. Some of these Vietnam vet generation, they're really freaking out right now because they remember when this happened, when Americans were left over there and they got put into prison camps. And it's kind of an issue where we can't really control it. We can watch it in the news. We can yell and scream and stomp about it. But you can't do anything. And it's happening in real time as we speak, and you want to be able to help. But you can't. How painful is it for some of these guys that they know people over there, whether it be their interpreters or people they've worked with, private contractors, whatever capacity, and they could be sitting there talking with them on the cell phone and not being able to do anything about it. I can't come get you. I can't make some kind of power move and help you. I'm powerless in this scenario. You'd be watching your friends die. I mean, what do you do when you run up against something like that? Where it just makes you so angry. Angry enough to want to fight. But you can't. You don't even know who to fight. You don't even know where to go. You don't even know where to start. The serenity prayer is always the one that reminds me of what to do in scenarios like this. Change the things you can. Recognize the things that you can't. And the courage to, the wisdom to know the difference. Something like that. You remember the serenity prayer? It's really important to be able to recognize the things in our lives that we can't change, that we have no power over. Those are the things that can burn at us the most sometimes, and we have to just let it go. Sometimes that could be a person. Maybe it's your ex-wife. You really wish that you could change it. You can't change other people. No matter how much you yell, no matter what you do, she's always going to be the way she's going to be. And there's all kinds of scenarios like that I could just start running through that you might be able to relate to. And sooner or later in our lives, we run up against these events or these people, these problems, these negative times where we can't do anything and it sucks. We have this power that builds up in us. We're ready to just let it go, but we don't even know where to go with it. So you have to be able to redirect that shit. It starts with acceptance. to accept the things you cannot change. It doesn't mean embrace them. It doesn't mean love people that you hate. It just means recognizing that I'm powerless to do anything in this scenario for whatever reason. I'm too far away. I don't have enough money. I have too much other responsibilities to be able to put somebody to help somebody. You know, there's all kinds of reasons why we might not be able to just jump in and do anything. And you have to accept that. The next step is to be able to redirect that energy. Because you still have that burning energy inside of you, so you got to redirect that shit. You want to redirect it into a few different areas. You can redirect that energy into exercise. Go for a run. Run 20 miles if you have to. Run till you drop. Go for a swim. Go to the gym. Just get that energy out. You know, when you're exercising, when you're angry, when you have that fire in you, you want to be careful and you want to respect your boundaries, because you're going to have a shit ton of adrenaline that gets going. And the more that you do that adrenaline, there's going to be a rise and a fall, but it's going to be an awkward bell curve where you're going to just feel like you're unstoppable all the way to the end. And when you're done, I mean, that's the wall you hit. You're done. Whereas sometimes when you're more even tempered and your adrenaline isn't pumping you, your endorphin so hard, you have a more even rise and a more even decline. So just respect that and realize that this may not be the time to go in and try to deadlift 550 pounds. You know, you might want to do a medium or a light workout. And just let that adrenaline just keep going, just let it out. Let that energy just kind of release from you. Another way that you can redirect that pent-up aggression, that anger, that frustration, is to be productive. Redirect it towards productivity. Every single person out there has their list of shit that they're not on top of. You know what things you need to do. Go do that shit. Go run those errands. Go fix that washing machine, or, you know, the light in the hallway, whatever the little honey-do list is. Get on top of your productivity. Go clean your room, clean your office. You know, go do all that shit. Get it all done. It doesn't just get your mind off stuff. It shows that you're moving forward in life, that you're being productive, that you're getting some of the load off of you, because we can feel overwhelmed in general. And that sensation of just having so much on our plates, when one more thing gets added, all of a sudden we can just shatter. It makes us weak. So it's good to stay on top of all your productivity all the time, just as a mental health issue. So when bad shit happens, you have some space to be able to handle that shit. Sometimes we walk around in this, I know I've been that way for most of my life, where it's like, man, if one more thing happens today or this week or this month or this year, one more thing happens, that's it. I'm gonna fucking snap. Get some shit productive done. Use that pent-up aggression and redirect it towards productivity. Another area that you can redirect your energy into from negative to positive is creativity. A lot of really amazing artwork has come out of people's passions. Emotion, when they're in a weakened emotional state, a violent state, aggressive state. I mean, there's all kinds of examples out there, especially with musicians. Some of the best music that's ever been produced has come out of just that raw energy, that raw aggression. I like to write sometimes when I'm triggered and I'm just in my crazy mode because I got PTSD. Writing is one of the best things that I can do. It really just helps me. I can use that frame of mind of when that self-talk, it just starts to run wild with crazy stuff. I can use that as material for the books, for the novels, the crime novels that I write. Oh, when I get pissed off, it's great. I go in there and write a murder scene. I can write a great murder scene when I'm angry. So you can use what you thought were your weaknesses to your benefit. Flip that shit, it ends up to become one of your strengths. Anytime that you become agitated and angry, you can redirect that energy into one of these three categories. Like I said in the beginning, sometimes it's important to be able to just snap into action and handle something that bothers you. I mean, that's always the best. And sometimes there's going to be these scenarios, like with Afghanistan or like with many other things that happen in life, where you can't do shit about it. Nothing you do is going to help. All you're left with is your anger, your fury, your frustration. So this is my opinion on what you guys can do with that. Tell me ways that you handle your mindset and calm down and to get back to an even keel where you can calm those waters down from being choppy to smooth. What do you do? What kind of activities do you do? Comment below. Thanks for watching.